Hello ladies and gentlemen, in this video I will speak about the stationary phase of Uranus. I will describe what this means for the collective and then we look at the 12 ascendants, how the stationary phase of Uranus is influencing us. Now, of course, when I look at the 12 ascendants, this will be from the two perspectives, sidereal and tropical, so that people who also follow tropical zodiac can benefit from the information that I will share with you. And also we will look at the meaning of the stationary phase of Uranus for the collective, for the world. The three trans-Saturnine planets, Uranus, Neptune and Pluto, they are very important for the human race now, for us who live now on the planet. They concern everyone. Each one of us will feel and is always feeling the motions of these planets. I will tell you, I mentioned previously, the ancient astrology is really not dealing with Uranus, Saturn and Pluto. But since they exist in the collective, in our collective egregore, in the information field, I feel that we cannot ignore them. In 2017, it was April, when Uranus entered Aries, I started researching him very much and I understood that we cannot skip him, especially as a remedy. The more we work with these planets, the more we research them, the more we connect with the sky, the less afflicting they are for us. That's why even if you really, like me, you trust only the ancient astrology, be it Babylonian or Vedic Indian, I still advise you not to ignore the three trans-Saturnine planets. So I really include them in my readings, in my everyday life analysis. They are, we shouldn't really ignore them. Also, I will tell you, since we'll be speaking now only about Uranus, you know, it sounds a bit funny, I think I said it also previously, but still to tell you, he is kind with astrologers. This is why, because he rules the sky. This is God Anu. You know, the Anunnakis of the Babylonians, this is God Anu from the ancient Babylonian mythology and cosmology, and God Anu is having the highest hierarchy. So in the hierarchy, he really has such importance that this is the highest supreme God, God Anu. He participates in the creation myth, you know, the Enumalish myth, and God Anu is, we can't even analyze the horoscope without seeing how he's placed in the horoscope. This means everything. When we look at Uranus in the horoscope, we know how the person was in past lifetime in relation to the angelic world, for example, or how the person was in relation with the universal and the cosmic laws, whether the person really was in harmony with the divine order, if you want to call it this way, or we did some deviations. When Uranus is difficult and badly placed in the horoscope, certainly we do face difficulties. And I will tell you, if we call Saturn the karmic planet, the lord of karma, Uranus and the three trans-Saturnine planets are even more related to the karma. How these three planets are placed in the horoscope only based on their placements, we can almost describe our deeds in past lifetimes. So important they are. This is, in my introduction, I just want to emphasize, and I can't emphasize enough on these planets. So let's say you have Uranus in harmony with the Sun, like harmonious aspect, be it trine or sextile, such people are usually in most cases are astrologers, and they really live in harmony with nature and sky. So let's continue a little bit more about the nature of Uranus. I spoke a lot about him because I love this planet. I will speak a little bit more about his nature, and then we look at the 12 ascendants. Of course, if you like to see particularly how Uranus is placed in your horoscope, you can contact me to analyze your personal chart. So when we speak about Uranus, we know that we are talking about divine wisdom, God's wisdom, literally. This is the wisdom which created the universe. Also, Neptune is about, okay, now we will not speak about Neptune and Pluto. Let's speak now only about Uranus. So, when we speak about Uranus, it is about our spiritual efforts, our spiritual work. And let me distinguish, this is also another universal law, and we need to know this, that when we speak about spiritual efforts, these are really spiritual efforts. We need to have balance between the physical and the spiritual efforts in life, the physical activities and spiritual activities, because the physical work, the physical efforts are certainly not related. They have nothing to do to the spiritual work and spiritual results. So when you do spiritual work, only then you have spiritual results. I say this also as a remedy for the phase of Uranus, which I will explain to you in a moment. Then we also need to know that the beings, the spirits, the souls living on Uranus, they have main aim constantly to clear, to cleanse, to change, to grow, to renew, to enrich, and to beautify man on earth, so that we reach eternity, so that our souls reach eternity. So imagine how brilliant is the design of nature and how brilliant is the essence of Uranus. So we have to understand the coordinates on the sky in order to understand the coordinates on Earth. This is why we have to analyze every single detail. Now Uranus, now as we speak, is stationary, meaning he stopped. He doesn't move. This is because imagine like a big truck who is making his motion to turn direct. So now he stopped in order to turn direct. Of course, this is not really what happens. This is only what we see from our perspective. Uranus actually is 5 months in the year retrograde, so this is nothing rare or unusual, but now he is emphasizing on specific degree. And let me tell you, when planet is stationary, this is more important than the retrograde or the direct motion of the planet, because the stationary motion is like emphasis, because the planet is stopping somewhere and is saying, I want to show you something, I want to draw your attention on something. Where? 29th degrees sidereal Aries. This would be somewhere also in the end like 23 degree tropical Pisces. But I will explain to you how I see these degrees in Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, always about the new beginnings, youth. This is the newborn, this is the energy of the spring, this is the first sign of the zodiac. Uranus is also about the new. He's the new, he's the change, he's the revolution, he is the new technology, he's the flights, he's the sky, he's the divine creation energy, because the God's wisdom created the universe. So Uranus is in this very sign, Aries, which is also related to beginnings. Uranus is related to beginnings and change, so is Aries. So we're speaking about emphasis on change. What change? Aries is the martial energy of, revolutionary, youthful desires for something new to take place, new to happen. This is the new birth, this is the spring, and the spring is always so fascinating with the seeds, with the flowers. You know that. So this is fine, and I believe the emphasis is on degrees which are critical. The last degrees of Aries are not good, really. I tell you very honestly, these are the back sides of the animal, the ram, and these are not good degrees. Maybe we are saying goodbye to something negative, and once Uranus turns direct, he will face new future, and it will be this is more positive. I like the fact that he's already turning direct, because maybe some people write to me, they share the same feelings which I experience. The energies are heavy, like the last couple of days, month, the energies felt heavy. I can say maybe December and January felt heavy. I cannot explain exactly how, but they felt heavy, and I received such messages from people who experienced the same. And I believe part of this heavy energy will be gone once Uranus turns direct. But still, he emphasizes on critical degrees. Aries is war. And I will tell you in June, I think it was June, but I will make a separate video on this with better detail. I didn't research this well enough yet. But Mars, when he becomes invisible in August, he will become visible in Aries, totally to change the order of the military stuff and war. But this is really another story for now. I will postpone this for later conversation. So now he's emphasizing on these last degrees. Last degrees are always about finalizing something. Last degrees of every sign are critical, and they always are about finalizing, finishing something. And like now, you have to finish, he's telling us. You have to apply your wisdom and patience and finalize things. How this will have influence on the wars? It will. You may see some development, like now. We hear not much. I know a lot, and very sad and dramatic is going on in Palestine. For Ukraine, the story is a little bit different. There, the war is softening down a little bit, but still, I predicted this already months ago, the development of the war of Ukraine. But Uranus will change the course of the war. Could be that this, after his stationary phase, some critical events will take place, and later, even when he becomes direct, this will not lead to end of the war in Palestine. But at least there will be some clarity, maybe. In the personal horoscopes, when I look at the 12 Ascendants, I will tell you how I see this. His influence, important influence on the personal horoscopes, but still, he's emphasizing on degrees which are negative. So this may be related to some sad events which will later turn into something better. But because we're talking about very high desires and plans, it's good. It is all for good. And remember, in the universe, only we divide things as good or bad, evil and good. This is not the case in the on the sky, in the spirit world, and everything is designed in such harmony that sometimes I feel amazed. It is designed perfectly, and we call this evil or bad. It is still perfect. So the last 3 degrees of Aries are really very critical. People who have Aries ascendants, sidereal Aries, tropical Pisces, tropical Taurus. Oh, why I say Pisces? My apologies. This is tropical Taurus. Tropical Taurus, indeed. I reversed it. So people who have sidereal Aries or 24 degrees somewhere, sidereal tropical Taurus, this would be a little bit critical for them. I, for example, have a good friend, and she has Uranus right on the degree of her ascendant. She felt very ill from this, and I hope now when Uranus, if she can really keep her well, her strengths. I know when Uranus becomes now direct after these critical days, she will get better. Just to illustrate to you how this energy works. So people who have sidereal ascendant Aries or tropical Taurus, especially if Uranus is on your ascendants, could be that you are temporarily, while he is stationary, in a crisis a little bit, emotional, health, relationships even, but later, once he turns direct, you will have improvement. Now, since I started with the 12 ascendants, let me just go on with them. So, to continue a bit more about people who have sidereal ascendant Aries, also because Uranus is ruling your 11th house, could be that temporarily you have crisis with finances or social circle friendships. Later on, be diplomatic, be very spiritual, really. Spiritual means really to do spiritual stuff, and later on, once Uranus in couple of days turns direct, you will most probably have improvement and things will start working better. I also, what I forgot to tell you, the ruler of Uranus now, at the moment when he becomes, when he's stationary to become direct, is also Mars, who is also retrograde, and in a very specific phase, a bit negative. This would say, indeed, these days are critical, but the situation will improve. Now, let's look briefly at people who have sidereal ascendant Taurus or moon in Taurus, or if you're following modern tropical astrology, this is Gemini. For you, Uranus is in your 12th house, and if you have some health or other concerns, temporarily you may have challenges, but later on you could be that you really have improvement, especially when it comes to health conditions which couldn't be diagnosed, or situations with hidden enemies. Could be that now you have crisis, but later on you will manage to solve the problem. In addition, career-wise also, if you feel you are stuck, later on, very soon, you will start, the things will start moving again for you. You will have better, development. Now, for people who have sidereal ascendant Gemini or moon in Gemini, if you're following modern tropical astrology, this will be Cancer. Now, for you, Uranus is in your 11th house. There he emphasizes on the last degrees of your 11th house, and this would say eventually be temporarily more attentive, careful with children, with friendships, with financial decisions, with connections, social circle. Later things will start moving better. Like, could be that you improve later in some days, not so long. Communication with children, friendships, and also financial projects or financial plans. Of course, be diplomatic and careful in your romantic life too. And also with negotiations, make sure you're very diplomatic. Now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Cancer or moon in Cancer. If you're following modern tropical astrology, this would be Leo. For you, Uranus is stationary to emphasize on your 10th house, career. Eventual crisis is possible, but later on things will start moving. But this crisis can be turning point in your career. Could be, really. Try to be very diplomatic, careful, intuitive to see really where the things are going. Try to be also patient, loving, with your partner, and also be careful how you negotiate, um, how you know, how you communicate with superiors at work and so. Now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Leo or moon in Leo. For the tropical astrology, this would be Virgo. For you, this is happening in your ninth house, spirituality, study. If you felt stuck with your studies, let's say you were tired of some study or topic, now things will start moving again. You most probably you will feel, I have the energy to continue studying, but temporarily now you are most probably stuck. But soon you say, I have the desire, I have the muse to study again, to visit my classes or to travel. Now I know where I want to travel. Now I want know what to do. I know what to do with my channel, let's say YouTube channel, or I know what to do with media. So you will have these good insights. Of course, in the meantime, because of Mars, make sure you are attentive with children, careful, and also make sure that you're not making you know, very impulsive financial decisions, and you stay away from conflicts. Make sure that you're very diplomatic with friends and people in general. Now for people who have sidereal ascendant Virgo or moon in Virgo, or for the tropical astrology, this will be Libra. For you, Uranus will be right on your 8th house. Temporarily, maybe even he brought you some fears, worries. Could be that actually he now even works in interesting, I can't say what way, with your spiritual connections with the spirit world, with death. People who are clairvoyant maybe now have interesting experiences or interesting dreams or some interesting insights or intuition work. I don't know, but this can have such impact too. Could be that you're a little bit worried, scared, but later on when he becomes direct, you will find solutions, you will find answers, you will feel better. Also your sleep may recover. Could be that if the finances of your partner are a little bit stuck, movement comes also. So this is also very important. When it comes to, let's say you need some financial problems to be resolved, now it could be that they are stuck, later they will be resolved too when he becomes direct. And now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Libra or moon in Libra. If you're following tropical astrology, this is Scorpio. Now for you, this situation is taking place right on your 7th house, partnerships. Could be that you have crisis a little bit in your romantic life with partnerships, also entrepreneurship, business. Well, I think when Uranus becomes a direct, you will have some solutions. You will find solutions yourself. Be now careful and patient, forgiving with your partner. Also in your business environment, try to be more diplomatic and quite wise if you want. So this is a little bit the situation with you. Now with people who have sidereal ascendant Scorpio or moon in Scorpio, or if you're following modern tropical astrology, this would be Sagittarius. One second. For you, Uranus will be on your 6th house. If you have conflicts unresolved, now they might be in crisis, and later on they will be resolved. This could be the peak of the crisis or situation in your routine with people that you work with, or people that share your routine environment. Later on the situation can improve, but now maybe is the peak of the crisis. Health-wise too, could be that you have health challenges, but you will find some solution later on once he in a couple of days turns direct. Also, conflicts I mentioned, in general issues in your routine environments, or if you're searching answers related to health, later on you'll find them. Now is the most critical moment. So this is most probably where you experience them. Could be that with your domestic animals, with dogs, cats, you have a little bit challenges too, health-wise or something. This is possible as well, but this is not for long. Now we look at people who have Sidereal Ascendant Sagittarius or Moon in Sagittarius, or if you follow in modern tropical astrology, this is Capricorn. For you, this situation is taking place in your fifth house. Maybe you felt stuck, you don't have the muse to create your beauty, your talented artistic work. Maybe you feel quite stuck, but soon you will be back to your normal artistic mood. You know, you will start creating art again, and you have results when you search for creative knowledge, studies, you feel better. Could be that you have a little bit challenges with children, communication with them, but this will also be resolved. Now is the most critical moment, so just try to be quite diplomatic, careful, attentive with children. And now we look at people who have Sidereal Ascendant Capricorn or Moon in Capricorn, or for the modern tropical astrology, this will be Aquarius. For you, this situation is in your fourth house. Could be critical a bit for a situation in your home, because it's your comfort zone. Maybe now you don't feel very comfortable. Even critical moods maybe you have. Could be that you have conflicts at home. Be attentive with parents, especially mother. Maybe you have matters related to property which are unresolved. They will be later on resolved, but now is again the moment is a little bit critical. Also make sure that you are in harmony with your partner. To you be diplomatic, a little bit careful, patient, because this is a temporary situation but very important. Now we look at people who have Sidereal Ascendant Aquarius or Moon in Aquarius, or this is modern tropical Pisces. For you, of course, this is very, very important. Uranus is in your ruling you, and he's in your third house, of course. And this is related to travel, knowledge, communication with brothers and sisters. So there you may have some challenges, like to be stuck temporarily. A new course of action will come, like new, maybe if you're stuck in your with your education or media or even commercial plans, later on things will start moving again for good. So this is very important. You be patient with brothers and sisters, with your neighbors also. Now it's not very good moment to travel. I would postpone temporarily with at least a week, because the time for this is a little bit critical. If you feel that you do not have courage for something, some important decisions to make, don't worry, this is also due to this particular placement of Uranus. Later on you will feel better. Later on also financially you may have better results in your commercial work, in your media work. Now we look at people who have Sidereal Ascendant Pisces or Moon in Pisces, or if you're following modern tropical astrology, this is Aries. Maybe with this you had some financial delays, you felt stuck. Maybe you're searching for financial answers. Could be that temporarily you feel stuck, but later on also this will be resolved. Thanks God, the direct motion of Uranus is better. He rules your 12th house, so could be also health matters. Maybe you need answers, improvement. I believe now you have delay, but later on also you will find better answers and better development. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this was useful for you. All the best. I wish you, if you want me to look at your personal horoscopes and how this works in very good detail, you know how to find me. My details are under this video. All the best to you.